Listen, everybody over there is going to be what? An architect. And architects design buildings for who? Well, wealthy people. Well, they're not going to design anything for anybody like us. And those kids, they know it. So they say, what the hell do I need to know them for? They poor.
There's not one of us who would let one of our children spend a week there, much less grow up in conditions like that. We wouldn't do it. We just wouldn't allow it to happen. But yet, for some reason, we continue to look the other way.
The reality check is that the world is not going to look like Dubai. It's going to look like Lagos, Nigeria, right? And when we're spending most of our education teaching most of the architects to design some god-awful, horrible building in the middle of the desert, when they should actually be designing, you know, adequate and affordable housing for 90% of the planet, you know, there's a big disconnect.
The way the studio is taught today at all the major universities, those are all theoretical projects. They're not realistically based. And the real studio is real in itself. It's not a representation of reality, it is reality.
Right there's a sink.
What, what's all in my hand?
Your hands.
Okay.
And then right in here is where the hot water heater will be. And your electric box that's right there right now will get moved over and be in here. So
I know it, bless
if you ever blow a fuse listening to your radio too loud,
Lord,
you come in here and flip it.
That's it.
I don't believe that architecture is about making a better world. To me, architecture is something that challenges people, challenges what they want, challenges their idea of what comfort is, challenges their perspective on how they could live.
Architecture is very influential. We spend most all of our time in architecture. We have the responsibility to use our skills to make people's lives better, and not just the rich people that hire us to do stuff, but everybody's.
This is like the Wild West out here. I mean, we can do whatever we want. You know, codes, permits, all this stuff. We don't know what the hell that is. But we do it right because we care about Music Man. And we do it because we care about our friends and our students and our community, and that's just it. That's like Sambo talked about, people and place matter. Well, you know, that's what we learn out here.
You know, Sambo dying was such a shock to us all. But we have had the opportunity to take these sort of community juggernauts on. I think Sambo would have changed it up in that way. I mean, where else would he have taken it? So, in the spirit of the Rural Studio, we're going to try it. Why not?
The way I see the architecture of those earlier years, you can see students' minds in that architecture because it's not perfect. Someone said that the Real Studio was a lot more professional now. I believe the Real Studio was much more professional when Sambo had those original intentions, because what Sambo did was make the profession invest in a set of ethics that go beyond ethics that were on paper.
I want diversity for our students and for the Rural Studio. If you start kind of looking over your shoulder too much and start being conservative and start being institutionalized, then we've died. Then I shut the doors. I'd rather go out with a bang.
Those students, they are going to contribute. I don't have any doubt that they're going to contribute something wonderful back to the profession and back to making this a better place, a better world. And I believe that the Rural Studio fosters that sort of idealism. And once you go to the Rural Studio and you get a chance to experience not only designing it on paper, but getting it built and have the pleasure of people coming in and really admiring what you've done and are appreciative of what you've done, that's a great feeling. And you can't replace it. And once you've had that, you're a snakebit after that. I mean, the passion's going to be there, and it may stay latent for a while. It may be 20 years before we hear from these students, but it'll come back.